Age is merely a figure. Keep an enthusiastic life. Age is just a mindset. Having the right attitude, you can either look at the downside of life or switch up the way you look at things and think of how much life is a gift that we are meant to enjoy and live to its fullest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my audio podcast called Shatter Your So-Called Biological Age, Enjoy and Unleash. Once my wife Sonny and I had the great honor of visiting my good friend Morshed Khan's house in Dhaka, Bangladesh. We passed a wonderful time meeting a bunch of kind and unreasonably hospitable people there. Most notably, our inspiration got manifold seeing Morshed's mother named Masuda Moin, a lady, she was in her 80s, who passed away a few years ago. We had very exciting conversation with her about modern time, days of the then life, tactics to lead a happy family life, and so on. However, she amazed us by presenting her book titled Memoir of an Ordinary Lady. She authored the book at the age of 72. At the age of 72. Well, at this age, many people around the world tend to retire, lose belief, and lead a miserable life. I'm not saying oldness doesn't affect physically, biologically, though I strongly believe that vulnerability of age can be overcome by certain outlook. Our mind ultimately controls our way of being to a large extent. Well, back to the author, Ms. Morshed Khan's, mothers of Mr. Morshed Khan. The encouraging senior author Masuda Moin is literally a source of great inspiration for many. She's not sitting idle and solely relying on others. Rather, she was massively, believing in her inner strength and creative potential. She kept on writing and showing her hopes to unleash more delightful write-ups and insights for enlightening people and helping them develop an attitude that we all need to shatter our limits rather than showing lame excuses. Hats off to that great lady, Miss Masuda Moin. May her soul rest in peace. The author made us steadfastly believe in age is just a number. We keep on hearing it often. It does undeniably mean that the chronological age of a person doesn't necessarily reflect the way they act. I'm sure you also know of people like who are in their 80s or yet very dynamics, even 90s, both mentally and physically, and others in their 30s who even seem old due to their attitudes and way of living. So there are youth bureaucrats all around. We are not judging, we are just reporting, we are just sharing. Regardless of your chronological age, you must surprise people if you learn the art of giving off the vibe of a person much younger and productive. Well, there can be ways to positively look at age. You are tougher and sager. Think about how much more you know about the world and know your experience and challenges in life have made you a much stronger and wiser person. We admire the worthy things in life. For many of us, with maturity comes a much deeper appreciation for the little things in life that make us so happy. Your experience contributes so much to the planet. Look at how much you can give back to the planet based on your life experiences. Comprehend how valuable life is and live more in the moment. With age, many of us understand how valuable life is, and life is so short. Consequently, you are more willing to go for in life and really live in the present. What I learned from Mr. Tony Robbins, one of the finest business strategists and life coach of the world, he calls it the secret to living is giving. And realize you live a precious life and leave a legacy. Your life must have had experienced numerous incidents and gained enormous acumen. Getting to hear from you relatively young people get educated on different aspects of life and make their life better. In the process, you leave a legacy. So surely Miss Moin, she left a legacy. Furthermore, I feel like sharing what I learned several years ago from the Nobel laureate uh, Professor Muhammad Yunus in a speech on aging has described what is now called life after retirement as the second and best phase of human life, a period of giving a person's creative power to society in full measures. This is the most precious period of one's life, which arrives after a long process of preparation, he said. It should not be the time of switching off or packing up, as the term retirement implies, the professor said while delivering the keynote speech at the 12th Global Conference of the International Federation on Aging in India's Hyderabad. Professor Yunus also said, we may transit from phase 1 of life to phase 2 of life after completing a certain number of years of work, but that should not be called retirement. There is no reason why every person should not try to continue to be active till the last day. The word retirement has to be retired. See, like I'm gonna reiterate it. Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus said the word retirement has to be retired. The Nobel laureate, who is now in his 80s, way past the retirement age, called the period of a life free from usual responsibility of raising a family and establishing oneself. Phase 2 of life is the life of freedom and the opportunity to be whether one wants to be without any restriction. They are not retired people, they are citizens without boundaries. They are not retired people, they are citizens without boundaries. Well, I realized that Nobel Peace Prize laureate urged the people not to identify themselves as retired. Forget who you were. Make a new person out of yourself. Be what you never got a chance to be. Give leadership in changing the world, in serving your community. Join the young people in their journey to make a new world. Professor Yunus also recommended that the elders do not work in isolation, but join the youth to build a coalition of experience and innovation to create a new world. He also said that it was a time for women to replan their life, free themselves from the taboos put on them, and go beyond the limits that society imposed on them. Wow, what a masterful thought. So going back to the story of Miss Masuda Moin, once again showing sincere tribute to the revered author who passed away a few years ago. Well, I'm concluding this podcast now. Remember, you are amazing just as you are, and you are someone's reason to smile right now. Just know that if you need to make changes in your life, look at the moment being the time for you to go for it. It's never too late to go for what you want. One life. Wish you become happy, healthy, lead a very delightful life. Please just believe in you and make it happen. Thank you very much, everybody.